paired with Ryan Clark.
Hey, Dave. Good to see you.
Hi, Ryan.
As far as Dave, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. As far as Carson and Jamie were concerned, I know you were able to get them back today. What were your thoughts on how they looked, and more importantly, like, what did you think about their progress in terms of how they looked physically and how far you wanted to push them today?
Well, it's they're coming out of 10 days of quarantine, so it's a challenging day for them. Coming out of quarantine, you got to remember they haven't been able to do a whole lot over the last 10 days. So, they went. They did a good job. They worked through practice. It was good for them to be able to get a good skate in. We've obviously got morning skate again tomorrow. They'll need to be available for tomorrow night's game, and I think they're both excited to be ready for tomorrow night's game. So we'll just keep we'll keep working towards that goal and having them ready to go for tomorrow night, Ryan.
Mike.
Hey Dave, getting both Jamie and Carson back and now back to a core of full 6D, looking at those two and then given the minutes that Alexiak logged, so what value does that give, looking at the workload here for these guys with 3 and 4 days coming up?
Well, we're going to have to be really careful, number one, with minutes for both of those guys. But, as I said, right now, in terms of availability, with some of the COVID situations, even with our guys, in the American League, this is the group of 6 that is available for us right at this point in time. We'll manage their minutes. We'll see where they're at as we get into the game and as we work through the game tomorrow night. Both guys are good veterans. They know how to handle themselves. They know their bodies pretty well. So, like I said, we got morning skate tomorrow morning. Get a few more touches for them, and then just make sure that we're paying attention and managing their minutes through the game.
Marissa.
Yeah, earlier this week you mentioned how regardless of what personnel is available to you, just making sure you've got in good practice these past few days. How do you feel you guys have done? Like, you feel like you've accomplished what you wanted to going back into 3 games in 4 days after not playing for a while now?
Well, you always want more, you want a little bit more preparation time. I talked to it yesterday, Marissa, that it's not ideal to practice, without full lines. And, I think we had 4 defensemen in practice yesterday, but that is what it is. So, very, very important to make sure the mindset is, doing everything you can with the group that is available. And yeah, I don't waver from it at all. Our job is to be ready to play tomorrow night. We'll be ready to play. We're coming off a good practice here today, and I'm not worried about 3 and 4. I'm worried about tomorrow night's game, and then we'll get our focus for the games following after that.
Scott.
Dave, with sort of all of these guys either coming in or out due to COVID, injury issues, all of these things, what's something that you look for in terms of these reshuffled power play units or penalty kill units and trying to establish that cohesiveness with everybody's role kind of changing due to COVID and other issues?
At some point in time, everybody has, has played together with their line mates. At some point in time, each of these, PP units have been together, in some shape or form. Put all that aside. To be honest with you, this is about competitiveness. There's going to be some rough patches in terms of how guys are feeling, in terms of how clean some things look systematically, but mentally and physically being ready to compete is going to be at the top of the list.
Ryan.
Dave, a bit of a two-parter. The first is, when you look at some of the guys who've had to step up, like, what's kind of the thought with a guy like Bill Morgan? And the second one to me asked the last few days, but it's been some serious subjects. The goatee is gone, so is this the return of you and Dave Hakstol, the clean shaven look, or what was the thought there?
Yeah, not a whole lot for you on that second one there, Ryan. But on the first one, it's an opportunity. Will hasn't played a ton of games this year. He's been in and out of the lineup. we need him to step up and play well for us, and this is a great opportunity for him to establish himself on our D corps. So, at this point of the year, this is not training camp. This is not preseason. We're working to win hockey games, and that's why I talked about mentally, physically being ready to compete. And it's no different for Will or anybody else that is going to gain a little bit extra opportunity here. It's an opportunity for them to go in and help our team win a hockey game, and along with that, individually grow their role within our team.
Hey Dave, fans I think get the idea that players have to skate and get their legs back, but the guys talk a lot about feel of the puck. If you're talking to a newer fan, what does that mean when guys say they want to get a feel for the puck?
Well, just the speed of the game and how fast things happen, and just being able to have as many puck touches as possible. It's not just feeling the puck on their stick, but it's being able to have the puck on their stick and be able to have some of those touches within the speed of the game. So you can only do that by working through high-level practices and then getting into game action. That's not something. It doesn't matter how much you do on your own off the ice, how much you do on your own on the ice, even during the break. You have to get into the speed of the game and into the middle of that action and have some of those touches to to really feel natural and comfortable.
Anything else here? All right, thanks, Dave. Appreciate
Great.
that.
Thanks, everybody.